Welcome everyone. We are excited, Center for Inquiry Michigan and Muslimish Detroit, and very proud to bring you today's lecture titled Charles Darwin's Considerable Revolution in Natural History. Center for Inquiry is CFI Michigan, a local branch of Center for Inquiry, an international, non-partisan, non-profit 501c3 organization whose mission statement is to foster a secular society based on reason, science, freedom of inquiry, and humanist values. CFI encourages evidence-based inquiry into science, pseudoscience, medicine and health, religion, ethics, secularism, and society. The Center for Inquiry is not affiliated with, nor does it promote any political party or political ideology. CFI Michigan is working to develop a secular community across the state where like-minded individuals can meet and share experiences. We host nearly 200 educational and social events each year. Event topics include science, religion, philosophy, social issues, politics, evolution, morality and ethics, psychology, secularism, atheism, humanism, agnosticism, skepticism, and others. We also have an active secular service program to provide CFI members with opportunities to put CFI's mission into action for the common good through community service and outreach. Muslimish Detroit is a part of Muslimish, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization whose mission is to create a safe, supportive, and open-minded environment for the exchange of thoughts and ideas among current and former Muslims, to foster a pluralistic society that respects the rights of all individuals to live according to their conscience, and to abolish blasphemy and apostasy laws across the globe. Muslimish was established in 2013 in New York and now functions in 12 chapters in North America. The abstract of the lecture is the following. We can dimly foresee, Charles Darwin promised in The Origins of Species, 1859, that there will be a considerable revolution in natural history when his scientific colleagues accepted evolution. He was not envisioning a revolution in religion or in philosophy, but rather in the explanation for patterns observed in the natural world. His overriding goal was to unite jumbled facts of natural history under general law. Darwin's considerable revolution did change the way we see the universe, but it originated in the unquenchable curiosity a working scientist felt about fossils and flowering plants and femurs and island faunas. Our speaker today is Professor Richard Bellon. Richard Bellon teaches history of science and science policy at Michigan State University. He has written extensively on the connection between science, politics, and social change in Britain from 1830 to 1870. He is author of A Sincere and Teachable Heart, Self-Denying Virtue in British Intellectual Life, 1736 to 1859, and his article titled Inspiration in the Harness of Daily Labor, Darwin, Botany, and the Triumph of Evolution, 1859 to 1868, received the History of Science Society's 2013 Derek Price Rod Webster Prize for Excellence in a research article published in the journal ISIS. His current research project focuses on the history of American biology from the 1890s to the end of World War II. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Darwin's Day. In the beginning, the solar system revolved around the earth, and humanity was carved from clay and bone, plopped, as it were, perfectly formed into a populated garden. Origin stories are, however, meant to be rewritten, and the reformation of central essential ideas about the nature of things meant and means challenging powerful ideologies and institutions. As was the case for earlier insights that resituated our view of our place in the cosmos, the study of naturalism and biology threatened to to expose the mutability of the human species and jeopardize a theological stranglehold on scientific discovery. Stranglehold. The truth will out, as they say, and as Copernicus struggled to free the truth behind a heliocentric system, so too did Charles Darwin muster an immense intellectual bravery, a perpetual curiosity, and a ravenous hunger for truth in an attempt to understand the origins of modern life. Breakthroughs in understanding our own origins would require setting aside prevailing cosmological and anthropocentric views. They would necessitate a commitment to the scientific method and the potentially disconcerting facts that may arise from its rigor. Empiricism in the field of biology and its immense potential benefits to human well-being had for centuries been stymied in order to maintain theological tenets. The fantastic realization behind the interconnectedness of the living world and the biological mechanisms that inform adaptation and survival were hidden behind the dark veil awaiting discovery. Darwin's daring depictions of evolution via genetic variation and natural selection lift the veil, revealing what, at the time, and for some presently, may have been philosophically or ideologically troubling. His innovations are, when seen through the dispassionate lens of scientific data, however, neither inherently good nor bad, merely properly sourced and factual. The repercussions of these discoveries are wide-ranging and awe-inspiring. Darwin's life and work continuously impact science and humanity. His discovery of natural selection as the mechanism for evolution unclasped scientific progress from theological limitations and paved the way for a fuller understanding of our place in the universe. Without the discovery of natural selection, the greatest achievements in health, philosophy, and human well-being over the past 200 years would have been impossible. While Darwin's remarkable impact on biology, cosmology, and the scientific process generally cannot be understated, it is again his undeniable desire for truth through scientific discovery, his unwavering curiosity to discover that which was hidden, and his determination to brave intellectual depth that inspire us. Ever since Charles Darwin published his radically insightful book on the origins of species, Darwin has been the focus of commemorations and tributes by scientists, artists, scholars, and freethinkers throughout the world. From the early gatherings after his death at his own Down House to bicentennial events all over the globe celebrating science and humanity within our various cultures, internationally has been a resonant and transcendent pursuit. In 1909, on the 100th anniversary of his birth, large celebrations honoring Darwin's contributions to science and humanity were held in Cambridge, New York, and New Zealand. The University of Chicago commemorated the 100th anniversary of the publication of The Origin of Species in 1959 with a series of notable events from November 24th through the 28th. The 200th anniversary of Darwin's birth saw an entire season of BBC programming on Charles Darwin himself, as well as evolution and natural selection. Salem State University has successfully held an annual Darwin Festival since 1980. The organized movement to establish an annual International Darwin Day celebration began with 3 Darwin enthusiasts. Dr. Robert Stevens, who motivated the humanist community in Silicon Valley to initiate an annual Darwin Day celebration in 1995, Professor Massimo Pigliucci, who similarly organized annual Darwin Day events at the University of Tennessee beginning in 1997, and Amanda Shesworth, who joined Stevens to officially incorporate the Darwin Day program in New Mexico in the year 2000. The Darwin Day program was reincorporated 2 years later in California as the Darwin Day Celebration, a 501c3 nonprofit educational corporation promoting public education about science and encouraging the celebration of science and humanity throughout the global community. Darwin Day Celebration also established an advisory board of prominent scientists to provide assistance on questions of scientific importance. Today is Darwin Day. the birthday of an extraordinary scientist who asked some bold little questions about the origins of life, why and how. So much of what we know about our place in the universe rests on Charles Darwin's questions and his courage in publishing answers. The importance of questioning cannot be understated. In fact, every new league traveled on the moral arc of justice rests on the contributions of questioners equally brave. I myself have been influenced so greatly by Charles Darwin. He may be, or the theory of evolution through natural selection, one of the most influential things in my life. As an engineering student, I had the least exposure to biology and less exposure to the theory of evolution. Growing first in the Middle East, where the theory is pretty much dismissed, and discussing it is frowned upon or questioned suspiciously, I heard no mention of it in any science class or anywhere else. I also was a student of Islamic studies who dedicated a big portion of his youth studying and teaching Islam's theology, history, jurisprudence, Quran and Hadith. The subject of evolution was not present anywhere in Islamic studies naturally. Nevertheless, a discipline that positions you, the Islamic studies discipline, positions you supposedly to answer any question from a religious audience, and does not train you to say, I don't know, as much as training you on finding answers from the traditional